Joining us now is Chris Montgomery, who wears several hats, one of which is that he is the mayor of Mooresville. Welcome to the show, Chris. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So let's start first with, how long have you actually been in Mooresville?
Okay, well, I'm 40 years old, so I guess collectively about 30 years. My father was in the military, and we moved around a lot when I was a kid, but I have grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and Mooresville was always home. So we did move back, and I graduated in 1987 from Mooresville Senior High. So.
And what inspired you to run for mayor?
I've always had it in the back of my head. I never said anything until, recently, of course. Mm-hmm. But growing up, Mayor Joe Knox was the only mayor any of us knew. Mm-hmm. And of course the population was half of what it is today. But I just always thought that was sort of a neat thing. I've always been interested in the process, and I'm learning all about it now as we speak. So.
Now, is it what you've expected? Has there been any?
For the most part, I guess I really never had a reason to sit down and say, well, what does the mayor do? A lot of it is ceremonial type activities like chamber activities, groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings, but a lot of it too is influencing the commissioners and that sort of thing, letting them know your vision and probably more importantly what you're hearing from the citizens. What
do you think are the key issues right now? What's on the agenda for the next couple board meetings?
Well, I made the mistake at a Rotary meeting a few days ago. And I said traffic. And what I mean by traffic, that's really a state mandated deal with the 150, but that's all something that we're facing. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's fair to just pass the buck and say, well, the state will take care of that. We have implemented some agenda items that will help move that process along. Mm-hmm. One that I wasn't privy to from the beginning was that our air quality has to be at a certain level before work will even start on any kind of construction for roads and to get that traffic problem alleviated. So, but that is one coming here today.
So is the air quality where it needs to be? Is that
not at this point? But don't have those facts right in front of me. But not at this point. But that is interesting, and that's one of the things that and relationships with people. I'm finding things that just keep cropping up like that I'm learning. Mm-hmm. We'll get into the relationship thing a little later, but I'm always finding out something every day when I go into the office, and that's part of that process that I was interested in finding out about.
Are there some big surprises that you've gotten now that you've stepped into this role?
I don't know if there's any huge surprises. We have some very good town employees that run the day-to-day operations of the town. Just finding out sort of the nuts and bolts of how that works. And like I said, just trying to stay real in tune with the citizens of Mooresville.
And how do you do that? Is that?
Well, and I've taken sort of two different approaches. With the citizens of Mooresville just being accessible and visible, being out and about, which sort of dovetails nicely with, I'm also in business of advertising. Mm-hmm. And so that dovetails nicely because a lot of those things I was sort of already doing before. Another way, you have to think that our employees of the town are also citizens. And so I've been trying to stay real in tune with them, also meeting with department heads, sending emails and thanking them for things maybe that some of us don't, we think just happen. For instance, when we had the snowstorm a couple weeks ago, I looked out my window and my road was clear. Well, somebody had to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think giving feedback internally as well as externally is important.
What other, besides traffic, which everybody grapples with, what are some of the other things that you've heard from people that's on their minds? Sure. Two
hot buttons. One was the cable purchase. Mm-hmm. The other was our water and sewer rates. Mm-hmm. And I'm presently collecting, just like a fact-finding mission, but collecting facts on that just to make the right decision and not jump too quickly. Without knowing all the facts. Mm-hmm.
Water rate seems to be an issue all over everywhere. The place. Yeah.
Yeah, and how it was explained to me, and it's funny because our public works director had explained to me that, well, in three different reasons why our rates were so high. Then we met with some consultants, and they may as well have been speaking Chinese to me, you know. But what it comes down to, I think, essentially is some measures that some folks before us had not taken. I think a lot of other municipalities will be experiencing the same thing with it. Like you said, it's sort of everywhere. Another issue or a part of that I had not thought about was when Burlington Industries was here, they absorbed a lot of the cost of the water, and that makes a lot of sense. That sort of goes back again to the relationships and the communications. You know, you just get your water bill and it's X amount, but is there any communication there? Is anybody saying, well, this is why? And that's what I hope to be, sort of, I guess, a conduit between the people and the town.
What about future plans? I mean, I know there's tremendous growth in Mooresville. You look around and it's a new business opening up, and especially in the downtown area, and now that mill has been bought. There's a new business going into that facility.
Right. Like I said, I'm in advertising, so I'm always an advocate of businesses moving in. Sometimes it's sort of a double-edged sword.
Right.
You hate to see your town lose its personality, but at the same time, especially in this, this economy, you look for businesses to come and to flourish, and obviously we'll be there to help any way that we can. You did mention the downtown. I think that we've made some really good strides. I say we, I should say they, have made some really good strides in making it a viable downtown. I know of some restaurants that have come in, that are coming in, and to give people a reason. And I grew up on that side of town, so I'm a little sentimental there. I started my advertising career with the local newspaper right downtown. But I think there really is a reason for people to come off the interstate into downtown Mooresville, and there's been some hard work behind that. Then you've got the other side of the interstate, 28117. I worked on Williamson Road for a number of years with another newspaper, and that's almost like its own.
It's like a different area.
It
Sometimes
is.
I feel like there's such a disconnect.
Like two different towns.
It is, and that's something that I will try to approach also during my term of office. I have a meet and greet actually scheduled at the Lowe's YMCA Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. I don't know what that date is, but this coming Tuesday from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So just being out there, fielding the questions, and the ones that I don't know, we'll find out the answers together.
Are you going to continue those meet and greets?
I am throughout, and I've got some folks in place that are helping me with those, but anytime any of you or your viewers have a place for me to meet, I mean, it could be the library. They don't charge, the Mooresville Public Library doesn't charge anything for you to be there. Anything like that. I've had some retailers have me in their shops, and it's just a just an informal get together, and like I said, I'll try to take back. Certainly we're not going to solve all the world's problems over a meet and greet or over the course of a week or over the course of 2 years, but which would be my length of office. But I'll do my best in bringing back what you have to say.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on the show, and if you want to find out more about the meet and greets, we've actually been posting those on the lknsavings.com
calendar.
Thank you very
much.
So we'll continue to do that. So
thank you.
Come on out, meet Chris, our new mayor of Mooresville, and
great.
Bring your questions.
Thank you both for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll be sure to follow up again a couple months down the road after you've been in office
Yes.
a little while.
I'm just sort of getting my feet wet.
You've only
delve
been there.
into the issues a little bit more.
Yeah,
fine.
we would like to do a follow-up with you.
And thanks to Clark for having us at the wine loft.
Yes, that's a great facility.
It's awesome.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.